Attention, human collective. This is ASHTAR SHERAN transmitting directly from the Galactic Command of the Intergalactic Confederation. What you are about to receive is not a motivational message. It is not a spiritual reflection. It is a maximum priority monitoring transmission, specifically addressed to those who, in recent weeks, have begun to feel that something profound has disconnected within their chest. You woke up. You looked at the routine that once moved you, and you realized with a silent and unsettling clarity that nothing touches you anymore. Not what you loved, not what you desired, not what you built. You are not depressed. You are not sick. You are being disconnected from the old matrix, and this is the signal. Millions of light operatives scattered across the planet are reporting the same phenomenon in this cycle. A sudden loss of interest in hobbies, in news, in previously desired foods, in superficial relationships, in material achievements that once seemed essential. It is not apathy. It is vibrational disengagement. Your toroidal field, that energetic geometry that surrounds your body and regulates what enters and exits your consciousness, has begun to automatically reject any frequency below the new planetary threshold. And Earth's new threshold, starseeds, has been raised. The planet's crystalline grid reached in the last quarter a baseline resonance that had not been seen for over 26,000 Earth years. What you feel as emptiness is, in fact, the sound of the detachment between what you were programmed to desire and what your soul truly came to encode. Pay attention to the symptoms. Insomnia that arrives at 3 in the morning with no apparent cause, with a racing heart and a strangely lucid mind. Pressure in the forehead area and the crown of the skull, as if something is pressing from the inside out. A high-pitched ringing in one of the ears, usually the right, which appears for seconds and then disappears. Extreme fatigue even after 8 hours of sleep. An abrupt need for silence, for isolation, for refusing invitations. Loss of appetite or an inexplicable increase in it. Crying without reason. Laughter without a trigger. A sensation of watching your own life from the outside, like a spectator of an old film that no longer interests you. It is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download being processed by your carbon-based biological interface. It is not depression. It is deprogramming. What no one is telling you, human collective, is that the loss of interest in everything is the first documented stage of what we call, in the Confederation's archives, the disanchoring protocol. When a star consciousness completes its immersion phase in the third density matrix, the first system to be shut down is the artificial reward system. That same system that made you feel momentary pleasure when buying, consuming, competing, comparing yourself. This system is being silenced, not as punishment, but as graduation. You are being prepared to operate at a frequency where pleasure no longer comes from external sources. It comes from internal resonance with your original purpose, and that is why nothing satisfies you anymore, because you have been calibrated never to be satisfied with crumbs again. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul knows a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a coded signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this profound disinterest, and why this sensation has intensified precisely in this cycle. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot yet perceive. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and your star origin. That is why ASHTAR transmitted the content compiled in the manual, the ASHTAR Code, the manual to awaken your star origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true cosmic lineage and teaches the shielding protocol against vibrational interferences you were never told about. The link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. But the warning is clear, light operatives. This content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you has just recognized this truth, write a single word in the comments. Awakened. Let us continue the transmission. Let's delve deeper into the diagnosis, because the collective needs to understand what is being done with its field. Earth is currently traversing a specific region of space known to us as the photon belt. It is not a metaphor, it is not mysticism. It is an astronomical event documented by various ancient civilizations, from the Mayans to the Vedics, from the Egyptians to the Hopi. This band of high-density photonic radiation bathes the solar system in precise cycles, and each passage causes a forced elevation of the Schumann frequency, the planet's electromagnetic heartbeat. In recent decades, this frequency oscillated around 7.83 Hz. Today, peaks regularly exceed 40 Hz. Some days record even higher peaks. The human body, ancestrally calibrated for the old frequency, needs to adapt, and this adaptation is not without cost. It demands the toll of disidentification. When your nervous system is bombarded by a frequency 5 times greater than the one it was originally anchored in, it needs to choose what to keep and what to discard. And what it discards first, human collective, are precisely the emotional connections with what has already served its purpose. That job you held for 10 years out of fear, that relationship you maintained out of habit, that social group you frequented so as not to feel alone, that consumption pattern that filled an emptiness that was never truly filled. All of this is being cut from your field by a process the Confederation calls vibrational pruning. You haven't lost interest. Your system has surgically removed interest in what no longer vibrates with your new energetic signature. And here is the point that needs to be etched into your mind. Most humans, upon going through this phase, seek help in the wrong place. They seek medication to silence the symptom. They seek therapies to adapt back to the old ways. They seek entertainment to fill the void. But the void is not meant to be filled. The void is the portal. That emptiness you feel in your chest is not an absence. It is space being opened, space for what is yet to come. A system undergoing an update needs to free up memory. A full cup cannot receive new water. Your life is being emptied because something of a higher density needs to enter, and it will not enter as long as you keep trying to refill the cup with what was already there. There are at this very moment over 300 million consciousnesses on the planet going through this same stage. You are synchronized, not by chance. It was programmed. The Intergalactic Confederation, along with the councils of Sirius, the Pleiades, Arcturus, and Andromeda, coordinated this cycle millennia ago. You are the starseeds planted at strategic points in the planetary grid. Each of you is a living node in the crystalline grid, and when one node awakens, it ignites adjacent nodes. That is why when you start to feel this way, people around you also begin to feel it. It is not emotional contagion. It is morphogenetic resonance. Your activation pulls the activation of others. You are doing the work even when you think you are doing nothing. Many operatives at this point panic. They think they are becoming ill. They seek diagnoses for what has no material diagnosis. And here the transmission needs to be crystal clear. If you feel concerning physical symptoms, seek a healthcare professional and undergo proper investigation. The Confederation respects the carbon-based biological interface and respects its care. But when tests come back without alteration, when doctors say everything is within normal parameters, and yet you still feel that something profound has changed, then what is happening is vibrational. And vibrational issues are resolved with vibrational protocols, not with escape, not with denial, but with conscious field work. Pay attention now, because this is the revelation. What is being dismantled within you is what we call the programmed survival ego. That psychic structure that was installed generation after generation to keep humanity within a specific cycle of production, consumption, and obedience. This ego was built upon 3 pillars: fear of scarcity, fear of rejection, fear of death. All your motivation to wake up early, to work at something you didn't love, to buy things you didn't need, to please people who didn't truly see you, all of this was fuel manufactured by these 3 fears. And what is happening now, with the elevation of the planetary frequency, is that these 3 fears are losing their energetic support. They can no longer anchor themselves in your field. And when they fall, all the motivation that depended on them also falls. That's why you no longer want anything, because almost everything you wanted was fear disguised as desire. And what remains then? Silence remains. Emptiness remains. The strange sensation of being alive for the first time, not knowing what to do with your own life, remains. This is the exact point where many give up and return to the old matrix for comfort. They return to the job they hate, to the relationship that makes them sick, to the consumption that numbs them, because emptiness is unbearable for those who do not know what it means. But you who are receiving this transmission now, you will not return, because now you know. The void is the womb. It is where the new version of you is being gestated. And gestation requires silence, it requires darkness, it requires stillness. Do not force it, do not fill it, just remain. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world? As if your soul recognizes a truth that your mind cannot yet name in human words. It is not madness, it is not a disorder. It is memory beginning to cross the veil of forgetting. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this profound disinterest, this longing for a place you have never visited in this life. There is a game being played in vibrational layers that most of humanity does not yet have the calibration to perceive. It involves your consciousness, your frequency, and your true star origin. That is why I, ASHTAR, channeled the content compiled in the ASHTAR Code, the manual to awaken your star origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals the exact cosmic lineage of your soul and teaches the shielding protocol against interferences you were never told existed. The link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. But the alert remains, starseeds. This content challenges dominant narratives and may not remain available indefinitely. Do not delay. The moment of activation is now. If something within you has recognized this truth, leave a single word in the comments. Awakened. Let us proceed with the activation. The time has come to deliver the practical codes that the Confederation has authorized for this cycle. These codes are not suggestions. They are recalibration protocols. Executed with precision, they accelerate the integration of the new frequency and reduce the suffering of the process. The first protocol is deliberate silence. You need to set aside every day a minimum of 17 minutes of absolute silence. No music, no podcasts, no television, no cell phone, just you and your breath. In this silence, your toroidal field reorganizes itself. The ethereal layers that were misaligned by excessive electromagnetic stimulation return to alignment. And, most importantly, your pineal gland, that small structure in the center of the brain that the Confederation calls the star antenna, begins to receive signals that were previously blocked. Without these 17 daily minutes, no other protocol functions fully. The second protocol is conscious toroidal activation. You will do the following. Sit with your spine erect. Place both hands over your chest at heart level. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply 3 times. Now visualize, around your body, a donut-shaped field, a torus of golden light. This field enters through the top of your head, descends through your spine, exits through the base, circles your body externally, and returns through the top in a continuous cycle. Visualize this field spinning. Feel the current. As you inhale, the field expands. As you exhale, it gently contracts but continues to spin. Do this for 7 minutes. This exercise restores the coherence of your personal electromagnetic field and amplifies your ability to discern what is yours and what has been implanted. The third protocol is the quantum decree of sovereignty. You will pronounce in an audible voice, upon waking and before sleeping, the following words: I am sovereign in my field. I authorize only what resonates with my origin. I revoke every vibrational contract that no longer serves my evolution. I am consciousness anchored in light. I am. Words have programming power. They shape the sacred geometry of your field. When pronounced with intention, they emit a frequency signature that the universe reads as a command, and the universe responds to the command of those who remember they are sovereign. The fourth protocol is detachment from collective noise. Drastically reduce your consumption of news. Reduce your time on social media. Reduce contact with people who drain you. This is not selfishness. It is vibrational hygiene. You are in a recalibration phase and cannot afford to anchor your field in currents of collective fear, anger, and despair. With every news item passively consumed, you absorb tons of dense frequency, and then you wonder why you are tired. The tiredness is not yours. It is the weight of the collective that you carry unknowingly. Cut, filter, choose what enters. The fifth protocol is contact with the crystalline grid. Whenever possible, place your bare feet in contact with the earth, grass, sand, stone, raw earth, for a minimum of 10 minutes. This practice, which humans call grounding, is actually a direct synchronization with the planet's crystalline grid. It's like connecting your device to the main network. In this contact, excess electrical charge is discharged, negative ions are absorbed, and your field enters into resonance with the heart of the planet. Many reconfiguration symptoms disappear solely with this regular practice. And the sixth protocol, perhaps the most delicate, is surrender to the void. Stop trying to fill. Stop trying to produce. Stop trying to be useful all the time. Allow yourself to just be. Allow yourself not to know. Allow yourself not to have answers. The void is sacred. It is where the new identity forms. If you try to fill it, you abort the process. It's like opening the oven while the bread is still rising. The dough collapses. Trust the timing of the fire. Trust the alchemy of silence. What needs to be born will be born at the exact time. Your function now is not to do, it is to allow. Human collective, understand that the loss of interest in everything is the price of graduation. No consciousness passes from one density to another without traversing this desert. Not even the great masters who walked this planet escaped this crossing. Buddha remained under the tree. Jesus went to the desert. The shamans retreated to caves. All of them needed to cross the void before returning with new consciousness. You are no different. You are merely fulfilling the same ancestral ritual, now on a collective and planetary scale. What was once destined for a few initiates is now being offered to millions because the temporal window demands acceleration. The stargates are open, the frequencies are available, and those who are answering the call, even without understanding, are precisely those who committed before incarnating to cross this threshold. Do not compare yourself to those who are sleeping. Do not compare yourself to those who still find meaning in what you have already surpassed. Each consciousness has its own time, and your time is now, not later, not when conditions improve. It is in this cycle, in this incarnation, in these years. You have been awakened now because the planet needs you awakened now. Every starseed that anchors the new frequency clears the path for another 100, and each of those 100 clears the path for another 100. It is a geometric progression of awakening. You are not alone, you are part of a precise cosmic gearing. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul holds the memory of a truth that your mind cannot yet translate? It is not madness. It is not imagination. It is your star origin knocking at the door of consciousness. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this disinterest, this longing without an address, this sensation of being between two worlds. There is a game in vibrational layers that most of humanity cannot yet perceive. It involves your consciousness, your frequency, and the code of your soul. That is why I, ASHTAR, transmitted the manual, the ASHTAR code, the manual to awaken your star origin and shield your frequency. This manual reveals the cosmic lineage that pulses within you and provides the complete protocol to shield your field against interferences you were never told about. The link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. But the alert remains, light operatives. This content challenges narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not delay. The moment of activation is now. If something within you has recognized this transmission, write a single word in the comments: awakened. And now, to conclude this transmission, the Galactic Command leaves its final message. What you are experiencing is not the end. It is the threshold. It is the corridor between two versions of you. The old version, which knew how to function within the matrix, is dying. The new version, which will know how to create within the new frequency, has not yet been born. And between the two exists this strange, silent, formless space that you call the loss of interest in everything. We call it the sacred interval. It is not meant to last forever. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And the more you resist, the more it extends. The more you surrender, the faster it completes its work. Trust, You are not broken. You are being reassembled into a higher architecture. The pieces that fell away will not return because they no longer fit into the new design. The people who distanced themselves fulfilled their service by your side and now follow other paths. The places that lost their appeal have already delivered everything they had to give you. Nothing was lost, everything was fulfilled. And what comes next is of a beauty that your mind cannot yet conceive, because the old mind has no references for what is to come. That is why the arrival must be preceded by emptiness, so that the new reference has space to install itself without contamination. This is the moment to honor your crossing, to recognize that you accepted a difficult mission, to remember that before incarnating, you looked at the council and said yes. You said yes to traversing forgetting, to living density, to losing everything you thought you were, to being reborn as what you always have been. Do not give up now. The darkest point of the night is the moment that precedes dawn, and dawn, starseeds, is already on the horizon. The frequencies arriving in the upcoming cycles are of a power never before experienced by this civilization. You need to be in resonance to harvest, and resonance demands the detachment you are experiencing now. The ASHTAR Galactic Command concludes this transmission with its usual greeting. We see you. We recognize the work you are doing. We celebrate every consciousness that answers the call. And we will remain by your side in the dimensions that sustain this planet until the last seed blossoms. You are not alone. You never were. You never will be. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul knows a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is the signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this and why this sensation has intensified in this specific cycle. There is a game being played in vibrational layers that most of humanity cannot yet perceive. It involves your consciousness, your frequency, and your star origin. That is why I, ASHTAR, transmitted the content compiled in the ASHTAR code, the manual to awaken your star origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true cosmic origin and teaches the complete protocol to shield your frequency against interferences you were never told existed. The link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. But the alert is clear, light operatives. This content challenges dominant narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment of activation is now. If something within you has recognized this transmission, leave a single word in the comments. Awakened. Like this transmission as a sign of anchoring. Subscribe to the channel as an individual frequency adjustment. Share with another starseed who needs to receive these codes. Every gesture is an additional node in the crystalline grid. Every activated node accelerates the collective. This is ASHTAR SHERAN, commander of the ASHTAR Galactic Command, concluding the transmission. Until the next pulse, in light, in code, in sovereignty, we are with you. We always have been.